Hello, YouTube. This is the Gentleman Scholar. Been kind of a busy day. I should be working today, but I ditched the trip. I a trip 2 days, 3 days ago. A trip 3 days ago. Basically, we ended up going to Chicago, and they couldn't find another captain to replace the one that was getting off the trip, and the first officer was about to time out, go illegal. So at one of our bases, one of the most heavily populated airports in the country, my airline had problems finding another pilot, making us 2 hours late. And one of my colleagues lives out. I live in New Hampshire, so one of my colleagues lives out in towards Portsmouth way. So I basically drove her up to a Seabrook and then drove home again because she'd long since missed her bus, and I didn't want her to take an Uber because it's like something like $100 or something. So I thought I'd spare her that fact. Spare her that. Besides, other people have given me rides home before when I didn't have a car, so I kind of paid it forward. All right. On Sunday, I go to training. Every 1.5 years, 18 months, I have to go qualify again to become a flight attendant. And so I went to Savers and did some shopping. I had my whole system down. Basically, 3 dress shirts. One to go down there, one to do the training, and I change out of that shirt into a fresh one to travel home. That's the plan anyway. So I'll be slowly packing for that on Sunday and heading down. Monday is the actual day of training. Monday night's when I come back. But anyway, I went to Savers, so of course, I had to drift over to the books. And of course, you start seeing things that you can't really put back. So let's start with this. Amor towels, and based on my good friend Cams Campbell, and he has his own channel, Cams Campbell Reads, booktube channel. He's big into Russian literature and anything to do with Russia. He loves the place, loves the people, loves the culture. And I listen to him because I love Scotland and I love the people, love the culture, love the patter. So good friendship. Anyway, he highly recommends this book, and I saw like a copy in Savor, so of course I had to get it. So I see that, then I go cruising some more in the mystery section, and when you see Ian Rankin in the mystery section at a Savers, you kind of have to buy it. It's not a Rebus novel. Apparently, it's a book of short stories. I don't think they're related to Rebus at all. If so, mine will be a couple of stories. But yeah, so I said, okay, all right, I'll get this one too, because Ian Rankin never shows up in the mystery section of a used bookstore. All right, so then they have this policy: if you buy 4 books, you get 5 free. So all of a sudden, I bump into this next, by Cormac McCarthy. And granted, I haven't actually read any Cormac McCarthy yet. I've got The Road downstairs, and The Road was already a very depressing movie. So I can imagine what the book must be like. And if you've seen this one as a film, directed by the Coen brothers, then this one's not exactly a light romp through Disney World either. So I kind of want to read the source material because this is one dark movie with one dark character in it. Javier Bardem plays, the guy with the bad haircut, but he's pretty much a Terminator in this movie. And a sociopath. So basically, I kind of just eventually want to see how. I want to try Cormac McCarthy anyway. He basically draws a lot of water in literary circles. So, but if he's as bleak as The Road, then I expect a very harrowing reading experience. So then, okay, I find myself approaching the 4th book, and I find this thing. It's an actual replica, The Duties of Servants, and apparently it's a replica of a book that was published in 1897, I believe. When let's see, This guide is originally published in 1894. The new edition contains illustrations and photographs of Victorian household objects from private collections. So, a private guide to the routine of domestic service back when you had aristocratic estates that needed a lot of staff. Downton Abbey, upstairs, downstairs type stuff. Very steeped in the British class system. So, of course, I had to pick it up, and it should be an educational read. And last but not least, I'm looking around for a book, and I picked up some, put others back. My receipt. I'll just throw that over there. Ugh. Willie goes to check it out. I also got The Mother Tongue by Bill Bryson. And it's an older copy, as you can see. But, I figure I might also learn the history of my own language and all of its iterations as it developed over time. Because, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Americans aren't the only ones to speak English in the world. So it'll be interesting to, obviously, England. It'll be interesting to see the evolution of the language and all of its permutations as it goes across the world. It's sort of like oh God, what was his name? I think it was Bill Moyers. I think it was The Story of English, if I'm not mistaken. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but Bill Moyers, The Story of English. A friend of mine showed me, I believe it was the Appalachian, the Smoky Mountains type things, and I was very surprised to learn that, because you think they're worlds apart, right? So you have like the hillbillies of the Appalachia, the mountain people, and all the bluegrass players and all that sort of thing, and then the Scotch Irish. You don't really think about it. Now that drew a straight line right from the Scotch Irish who emigrated over to the United States, settled in the Smoky Mountains, and of course brought their whiskey making acumen with them. And hence the moonshine tradition continued, as well as the folk music that continued to get played in the Smoky Mountains, which eventually became the basis of our country western music. Ugh. Carter family and whatnot. Bluegrass, fiddle playing, the whole thing. So yeah, I needed to buy more books like, like I needed one of those a-holes right there. That's the old saying. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that little book haul with you. Yeah, I would like to actually sit you down in my quote unquote library. I call it the Zero Room, which I ripped off from Doctor Who. But unlike Richardson reads, I am not as, how should I put it? I'm not as meticulous as a housekeeper as he is. I mean, he apparently dusts his shelves yearly and rearranges his books so they're nice and neat. I'm the exact opposite of that. As a matter of fact, I was in the process of trying to get that couch out when my husband died, and I managed to get the futon out of there, but the couch frame is still in there. Meanwhile, it's surrounded by boxes and towers of books. So that's something I'm going to handle this summer. As it is, the household rhythms continue. I'm going to be I've got a cord of wood being dropped off tomorrow, so I'm going to put that away. So it'll be Thursday, Friday. That gives me, 3 days before I put it away, before I have to go to training. So that'll be done for the year. So yeah, this particular household's rhythms are being kept up on. I'm glad I can do it on my own. I mean, I was doing it on my own towards the end anyway, but at least I had Bill to guide me. But anyway, folks, that's all. I'll speak to you soon. Have a good one.